All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to dip out of here, me and my mic, as we send out some links and get this show on the road. Probably going to start in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. All right, I'll be right back. Alrighty, just trying to make sure that this is rolling. All right, is this rolling? All right, is this rolling? All right, we're good to go. I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, let me get my iPad open here. Got all the ratings set up. Then we can get rolling. Ironically, have Shohei open on the stream as we get this rolling. Didn't really think that one through. Hey, Nicholas, great to have you, man. Toronto Blue Jays, who you going to roll with? Very nice. Very nice. We've been making some great progress so far. I think we're actually a little bit ahead of schedule. So Sim God just posted something in the Discord. Yeah, I actually think we're a little bit ahead of schedule. We've done some really good job. This is actually my first time jumping on the game to edit. So I might be a little rusty. I got to shout out J-Dub Dixon and Eggplant Kitty. They've been just crushing it right now. This is going to be the last MLB team that needs to be done with the edits. Also, Sports Gaming Rosters obviously been killing it with the base roster. He's created a lot of guys so far. He's fixed a lot of stuff. The base roster is terrible. Probably this year has been one of the worst in recent memory for sure. So, all right, let me pull up the Dodgers here. All right, I'm sure one of the people that everybody is interested in is going to be Yamamoto. So, obviously, we do not have the face scan because we started editing literally the minute the game came out. And I know Yamamoto does have a face scan. Unfortunately, we will not be having him in our roster. I wish they would fix that and allow the exporting and importing of those face scan players. Probably something to do with the MLB Players Association affecting that, whatever. But, oh well. So just a quick look at what he looks like. I think it looks pretty good. SGR did a great job with the edits there. So, alrighty. Yeah, let's get rolling. So I'm just editing here first, and then yours looks better than the face scan. Yeah, I've heard his face scan's kind of rough. Oh boy. All right, so this is what J-Dub Dixon and Eggplant Kitty were talking about. Oh my God, this is going to be so complicated. That stuff flies down so fast. Oh Lord. Okay then. That's going to be way more complicated than previous years. Not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, so I've heard his face scan is not super great. But yeah, I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. Okay. Sorry if I'm not talking a bunch early on. I got to get into a little bit of a groove with this. Like I said, this is my first edit I have done on the project as a whole. So I am definitely pretty rusty. Okay. So what we're gonna do tonight, I'm gonna get through, hopefully without a terrible amount of time spent on this, I'll get through the, oh boy, that is gonna be complicated to deal with. I will get through the Major League players for the Dodgers. There are quite a few, actually. They have one of the most like stacked rosters in terms of like the amount of guys we have to edit, just because they have so many like guys with MLB service time. So it definitely makes them one of the more complicated teams to edit in the league. Okay, now I got that done. I do hate doing the velocities for these non-face scan players because they do something weird with how the velocity is managed with this. So the face scan players are a little bit simpler to do. I wish they would just keep that system for all of them. Now I got to go back and forth and make sure that all of these are right, because the velocities are all dependent on one another. Okay. I think that is Yamamoto. So you guys get a look. I'm going to get out of here real fast, and you guys can take a look at the final picture for Yamamoto. Yeah, so that's what he's going to be looking like this year. If you guys are curious, if you just interested in the new Japanese signing, or if you're going to be doing a Dodgers franchise, I don't know why you would. It's so cheesy anyways, but whatever. So, all right. Now, hopefully, we'll try to settle in a little bit and go a little quick through this. So, I did this last year. I did it with the who did I do it with? I did it with the Phillies last year. And just kind of sat on here, answered some questions if you guys had any. And then also did some previews. So I'm going to get through some edits first here so we can kind of get this show on the road a little bit. That's my main focus. And then we will... Oh, shoot, that was supposed to be a slider. I was looking at the wrong picture. Good curve. And then he technically doesn't throw a changeup because he doesn't throw it enough. See if I just put it on here. No, it doesn't auto-populate. All right, well, he doesn't cross our threshold of throwing it over 5%. I hate... I'm in this thing. What did I miss? Not much, Justin. I only got through one guy so far. So the boss is going a little slow with the edits because he's a little rusty right now. Yeah, so I'll answer some questions. If you guys have any, you want to just pop them in the chat. I'll answer them as I see them. And then do some player previews. Let me get through some edits first, and then I'll start taking some preview requests. They do a decent job, J-Dub. Yeah. I do see what you and Eggplant are talking about, though, with the sliders going, like, hella fast. It is, like, messing me up. Not ready for that. I wish they had not done that. I was so used to the old method. Now I just feel lost. Yeah, if you hold it for like a half second, it starts like going down by 30. How will you rate free agents like Bauer who have history? But I don't think Bauer's in our roster at all, to be honest with you. I'm going to be blunt and tell you that I don't think he is ever going to sign. I don't think the teams are ever going to sign him again. Comes with way too much PR baggage. And I think that alone is not worth what he offers as a pitcher, because I don't think he's that good of a pitcher anymore. He was decent in Japan, but it's not like he dominated the league over there. I would have expected if he still had his A-plus stuff that he used to, he would have pitched a lot better over there. Also, it's not like he dominated the league the last four-seam fastball, sinker, curve. Slider, changeup, good. Okay. It's not like he dominated his last couple seasons around the MLB either. Like he was solid, but he wasn't great. So, potentials outlined for drive. Yeah. So, J-Dub, Glasnow hasn't thrown a changeup in years. Oh, okay. No. How are we going to handle potential with the draft picks? I will do a little bit of investigating to that. I'm assuming they haven't changed it too much, so I would still probably leave it how the system we were doing it last year was, of like arbitrarily knocking everybody down 3 to 4 points. But I'll do some investigating and I'll give you guys an update on that. Absolutely going to have everybody knock down the vision of every player by 20 because if you don't, you're going to lose one of the main advantages of this roster is that strikeout rates are actually normal on Sim. So if you don't rate down everybody's vision by 20, you're going to start to lose that with time. I know some people complain about this roster set specifically because it has the visions are like terrible and everything like that. And like, I get it. And you see a ton of strikeouts, but in case you haven't been watching baseball over the last decade, there's a lot of strikeouts. So I noticed when I did my initial testing for this game, my God, it was probably 4 years ago. Yeah, I was living in that crappy apartment in Plantation, Florida that had cockroaches everywhere. And I was testing it just for fun, trying to test out all these different values to see, okay, what values give me what results in the game. I'm going to have to change this one around. And when I figured that out, I realized that you could not replicate. I started noticing a issue with trying to get enough strikeouts for pitchers. And that's something I noticed in the game for years too. And I realized it's because the game is coded probably for the ratings to matter how they would have mattered maybe back in like 2012. So this one, the strikeout rates to be whatever they were back then. So a 60 Ks per 9 for a pitcher will only strike out like 7.5 guys per 9 innings, which is probably a little bit more accurate to what it was back in like 2012 or whatnot, but it's like terribly behind the times now. So I had to make some adjustments on both pitchers and gameplay's always been a little bit more strikeout heavy, but you can adjust gameplay with your own personal sliders, and that's going to have to deal with how you play as well. So my focus has always been on sim and trying to make sim most accurate, because you're not going to play. There's not a lot of people who play all 162 games. So you're going to be relying on efficient sim results. And so I wanted to make sure that was the case, and then people could just make their own necessary adjustments when they play in game. I mean, I do that. I've done that for years anyways. So, okay. One thing I've noticed is because I'm not really a streamer, I get distracted so easily by the comments that are put up on the board. So I forget whatever I was saying. Holy crap, Yarbrough is terrible with runners on base. Effect when you're playing it. Yes, so vision affects your ability to actually make contact with the ball when you're playing in game. Reese, I still swing pitches in the dirt. Yeah, Reese, I swing at changeups about like 10 feet in the dirt and like way out in front as well. I'm terrible against guys who throw a lot of changeups. Like I will be facing the worst possible pitcher in my franchise modes, and I will get just destroyed by somebody who throws a halfway decent changeup. Oh, that was supposed to be sweeping curve. Okay, cutter and circle change. So definitely making quite a few mistakes as I go through here. I'm super rusty, and this new system is helpful when you got to go a lot of numbers, but if you only got to go like 7 to 10, it's a little bit problematic, and I don't love it, but, you know, here we are. So, all right, get through a couple more pictures, and then I will probably do a preview. maybe give you guys a team and you guys ask me for a hitter or something like that. Do a few of those tonight. If you want more in-depth previews, or you want a lot of other perks, I would look into the Franchise Fidelity to Reality Patreon. We got a lot of good content over there. Considering putting out a gambling model as well on that for one of the tiers, if you guys wanted to take advantage of that as well. Cheap options, different tiers. I think we have $1, $3, and either $5 or $7. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I've got a few guys signed up already, and I'm pretty happy with the content that they're getting. There is a roster out right now that's available to the Patreon guys that you can actually play with some of the teams that have already been edited. I think we have 7 teams that's available in that roster where you can do some slider testing and just get a basic feel for the roster to get going. So, all right, time to do Otani. And then after Otani, I think I'm going to offer up. Oh, I don't want to edit his hitting stuff. I'll do that later. So yeah, we'll do Otani, and then I'll take a request for showing something. All right. So I am staying out of the Otani debate with this whole gambling thing. I'm not very up to what all the details are and everything on that. I don't know. It sounds very sketchy, and I realize Otani probably doesn't look the best, and people might not believe him. But I do also know that MLB players or not MLB players, just professional athletes as a whole, have a tendency to be like more susceptible to this type of stuff. And it doesn't really matter who you are. There's been some big names who have been stolen from in the past. I think Otani's at an even greater risk because he doesn't speak English, and he relies on a translator. And I think there's definitely ways that he could get exploited. Whether or not he's involved, I'm going to stay out of that. Those are just my simple thoughts on that matter. Okay. Somebody give me a team and a player you want to see. We'll drop that. First person to drop it gets it. So whatever pops up first here, I will do. Team and a player, and I'll give you guys a preview. Reds, Nick. CED, is that CED? I'm trying to think who that is. CES. Encarnacion Strand. That's what I thought you were trying to say, but I was like, CED. Okay. Don't know who that is. Okay. Let me mark this down here, and let's go check out Encarnacion Strand. Oh, you know what? Actually, so he might not be fully edited yet. Let me look real quick. No, he should be edited. Yeah. Let me double check that with my sheet to make sure that he is edited, but you can look at him in the meantime. It looks based off of that vision like he has been edited. Let me just confirm for you. Yes, he has. So that's what he's looking at from a standpoint of his attributes. And I will tell you that he has a potential of 79. So just on the borderline of that B, that's a pretty solid player. Definitely a solid everyday guy in this roster. Playing first base, he's got some pretty good hitting numbers. Not a bad guy to build as in the middle of your order. I like the clutch at a 65. So if you're a Reds fan, this guy will be part of your rebuild, and that'll be quite nice. And then you compare him, and just because I'm feeling generous, I also love this guy. He's a stud. Big old Ellie De La Cruz here. My God, full 99s on the speed and stealing, base aggressiveness and everything like that. Big time power. Got to work on putting the ball in play a little bit more, but this guy, I watched a highlight film of him, his first MLB season the other day from MLB's YouTube channel, and I was like, dude, this guy's fun to watch. And I'm a Cubs fan, so I'm going to have to be dealing with him for a while. All right, let me check the chat. I did see Nicholas. He asked about how we do the potentials. So we do the potentials as like a it's a balance of what your wars have been in the past with your projected wars for this year, and like a combination of like age that's been like kind of factored in there as well. And there's a formula I've worked out and generated a standard curve that will lead you to a base number. Now I cross-check all of these when I'm done. When the calculations are done, sometimes guys are a little overrated. More times overrated than underrated, if that makes sense. But sometimes there's guys who are underrated too, and I bump them up. So I rely on these standard curves that I generated to generate these attributes, but I do a lot of auditing as well to see if anybody kind of slipped through the cracks, or maybe the formula is not 100% where I'd want it to be. I think Ellie De La Cruz is maybe like an 86 or something like that, or 87. I think I bumped him up to a 90. Let me go check real quick, because me personally, I think Ellie De La Cruz is going to be a star. So I think like an 86 or 87 was maybe a little bit of a disrespectful number for him. So I gave him a little bit of a bump. So that's the type of stuff I do in the auditing process. So, all right. And then there was another question in here. Nick, you were asking about Soto and Arias. I'm pretty sure Arias is like 115 on my sheet. I can't put a higher number than 99 though. I don't know what Soto is. I'm pretty sure that Soto will at least be close to 99. I don't remember what his K rate is though. Brian, you're trying to get me in trouble with that question. Ellie De La Cruz or O'Neal Cruz? Who's better? So this roster, I believe I just audited O'Neal Cruz yesterday, and I actually had to bump his overall up a little bit because I think he was a 76. I think I bumped him up to like a 78 or a 79. Screw it. Let's go over there and look at him right now. So I bumped him up to an 80, but you see he is not an A potential. To answer your question, I think Ellie's better. I think the thing that sets Ellie apart is that speed, though. He's just a terror on the base paths. So I would say that I'd lean more towards Ellie, but these guys are both young stud shortstops in the NL Central. The NL Central is going to be fun to watch in coming years. A lot of young talent there. I think the Reds are building something that can last. Cubs got some guys as well. Nicholas, I will hit you with Bo Bichette, but let me get back to some editing first. Bo Bichette will be our next go-through. Okay, where was I at? Emmett Sheehan. Okay. I realized how much I fell off watching baseball last summer as time went on, because there's a lot of guys who kind of popped off later in the season that I don't even know who the hell they are. This is one of those guys. He's going to be an 82 potential, and I don't even know who the hell this guy is. So I feel a little bit embarrassed by that, but I got really busy towards the tail end of last year, the dog days of summer and everything like that. Got into residency applications and stuff for medical school. So, quite a bit was on my plate for a while. But I'm back now. I am in between. I just matched to residency back on March 15th. I found out where I was going, so that's fun and exciting. Getting married here on April 7th, so that's also fun and exciting, and a honeymoon after that, and after that, got to go uproot my whole life to move to Jacksonville, and oh crap, this guy's a non-face scan, isn't he? Yep, okay, that's what explains why I'm having some problems here. Okay, so I got to uproot my whole life to move to Jacksonville for residency, and it's going to be a hectic summer, and then I start my my residency on July 1st. So, but got some time for the next couple months to just kind of chill. I'm going to have some fun playing with these rosters. I'm really excited for them to get out. I think like I said at the beginning, we've made some really good progress. So we're going to be out earlier than anybody else for sure. And we may even get out earlier than expected. So currently we set a aim date for April 10th. It has to be out by that date, otherwise it's going to have to wait another week because I will be out of the country. I feel really good about that April 10th date, possibly even before. So we'll keep you guys posted, keep it on the Discord. And yeah, editing team is rolling. Yeah, we're doing a good job. I like how we did it this year, J-Dub. I think we've had somebody has been editing or doing something to the roster at all hours of the day, basically, which has helped things be so streamlined and very efficient, which has also helped me since, this is like the first time I've stepped on the editing at all. Crap, I didn't mean to do that. First time I've stepped on it at all because I've been working a lot behind the scenes on auditing and whatnot to make sure that everything looks good. So it's really helped me. I'm going to need to change my controller soon. It's really helped me kind of fine-tune things behind the scenes. And we're still able to make some hella good progress with the roster as well. Alrighty. Let me try to finish the pictures, and then I'll do a couple more previews. I know we had, somebody from the White Sox. Nick, remind me who you asked for. I can't remember right now. You said you asked me for somebody from the White Sox, I'm pretty sure, right? Or no, you asked me for Boba. I got it. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you by thinking you asked for the White Sox. Who in their right mind would ask for anything from the White Sox? I know I certainly wouldn't. That team is just disgustingly bad. Though the A's are worse. I may do a full team preview of the A's just so y'all can understand. I'm not going to take you guys through full team previews tonight. We're going to just keep it to individual guys, but I may just show you the A's just because it is bad, like bad. Maybe the worst that, oh my God, they overrated Dustin May like crazy. Holy crap. But yeah, it's been bad for a couple years. This may be the worst I've ever seen. I don't know if they have anybody over a 76. I have to go look. J-Dub, do you remember if the A's have anybody over a 76? Did you edit them or did Eggplant edit them? Alrighty. People jumping in and out. If you guys hop in here, drop some questions in the chat. I'm open to answer questions, and then we're going to get some, maybe some previews later on as well. Or not maybe, we will do some previews later on. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining me. I hate how you can't make sinkers faster than 95. Huh, okay, but I know what I can make 95 is a two-seam 97, a two-seam fastball. So he does actually throw a sinker, and I'd prefer that, but I'd rather have the velocity be accurate than whether or not it's a sinker or a two-seamer. These are some of the things that we're limited by, unfortunately. I'd like to see the ability to have some more freedom with velocity and stuff. But we don't quite have that at this moment, so I'm realizing I am doing this so slow right now. I think part of it's because I'm talking, but the other part of it is just that, oh boy, he throws a curveball at 86. I don't like giving him a knuckle curve, though. But that's the only way I can get to 86. Okay, I'll do it. But yeah, so here you are. You're seeing some of the things, the difficulties that we'll face. I can't even get to 86, but 85 will work. Knuckle curve isn't exactly the same break as a curveball, so I don't love giving him that. But, I think if I'm trying to get to the best possible velocity, it's not terrible to do that. So, alrighty, Dustin May took a while. Wow. So, all right, let's get through a couple more pitchers. Oh, Walker Buehler after not pitching a year. Wow, they put some disrespect on his name. Holy crap. I know he didn't pitch for a year, but, it's not like he's bad. My God. 79 potential, 79 overall? Like, come on. That's terrible. Oh, man, I'm so glad I'm doing this project because some of this stuff is... Oh, those were not the right attributes. Okay. Not paying attention, Anthony. Okay. Alrighty. And then forcing fastball, cutters, knuckle curve. Interesting. Knuckle curve. Then there's the slider, and finally circle change. Cool. Okay. I picked up Walker Buehler in my Royals franchise last year. And he became the ace of my staff. I had some pretty good pitchers as well. I had Tyler Mahle. He was pretty good for me as well. And then obviously brought in a few guys via trade, some prospects. Dylan Lesko, who's in the San Diego Padres organization. I picked him up. Picked up Taj Bradley in my first season. Traded him. Got him in a trade for Salvador Perez. He quickly became one of my better pitchers too. So, yeah, Walker Buehler was a nice steady man at the top of my rotation, but I don't know if he was my best pitcher in that franchise. I think one of the guy who was the best pitcher in the franchise was, see, I can't make his changeup 90 miles an hour. I'll just leave it at that. But his changeup is terrible anyways. Wow, double zeros, is that right? No, that's not right. Give me a second. I gotta look this up now because I'm realizing that that's not accurate. Yeah, I think my best pitcher was probably, the lefty from the Angels. Reed Detmers. I picked up Reed Detmers at the deadline of one of my seasons. I think it was actually the last season I was running on the channel here. I picked him up, and I think he was probably my best pitcher, honestly. I did this earlier today, and I think I must have missed Bueller. Oh, you know why? He's not... Sorry about this, guys. I missed a value when I was putting it into the sheet earlier. So that's why he had a 0-0, and that is stiffing him hard because he's actually really good with his changeup. See, 84 control and 87 break. Wow, okay. All right, glad I caught that because that would have been, well, crappy to do that to him. So, all right, I'm going to do Clayton Kershaw. I will go to show you Bo Bichette after this. And then, now let's put it this way. Next person to drop something in the chat, we'll go see that person as well. Who's got the faster fingers? Not fatter. Those are mine. I have fat fingers. Faster fingers is what I said. Wow, Kershaw, who's struggling with runners in scoring position? I'm always surprised when I do the edits and I see some of the ratings that come out. You realize sometimes guys aren't as good as you think they are. Kershaw, it's a little surprising to find him not be great about with runners in scoring position. That's interesting. Okay, 87. Yeah, they're definitely overrating him a little bit because of Kershaw. Sometimes that's the one thing about these sports games in general. They tend to overrate guys who have the name recognition. So, okay, let me go pull up the stream real quick and see what's been commented here. Logan asked if the roster is going to be live when the Dodgers are done. No, we still have all the prospects to edit. Still have a decent amount of work left to do. We're moving pretty quickly, but we are still not close to being done yet. Let's see. Oh, Josh said something about Corks. Yes, I would love to do that. Jung-Hoo Lee. Remind me, BB, remind me where Jung-Hoo Lee plays. Anabolic, I will give you Gavin Sheets, because I know you are a Gavin Sheets lover. But let me first go and get my man covered on Bo Bichette. I did promise him a while back, so here is Bo Bichette. Giants for Hooley. Okay, we'll hit him next, then we'll do Gavin Sheets, and then, yeah. So checking out Bo Bichette. I don't remember offhand what his potential is. I want to say, for some reason, like 92, but he might be like a 91. We'll take a look at that. Heavy on the contact. Power numbers pretty solid as well, right about a little bit above league average. Defensive numbers could be better. Me personally, I like, if for somebody playing shortstop, I'd like to see him a little bit better shortstop defensively. He almost profiles a little bit better as a third baseman with this makeup, because the really strong arm, don't have to be outstanding with the glove at third base, but can profile well there. And he's got the bat to definitely play third base. So that's my personal opinion. I don't ever see them moving him off of shortstop. Although don't the Jays have some really good shortstop? Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe the Jays have. I feel like they have. Oh, Elvis Martinez is who I was thinking of, but I guess we have him at third base. Interesting. He's obviously not rated, so don't take any of this as accurate. He has not been done yet at all. Okay. Oh, and then I said I was going to show you guys what his potential was. So it was right. It was 92. So somebody was celebrating in the chat about him being an A. I don't know who would make Bo Bichette not an A. He's definitely good enough to be that good. So, all right, let's switch over to the Giants really fast. Lee was a second baseman? No. Center fielder. Right. Okay. So he was the new signing out of Japan. J-Dub, Jordan Montgomery just signed with the Diamondbacks. Okay, we got some stuff to do then, I guess. So, get a look at Jung-Hoo Lee there. Let me check something real quick. For some reason, you know what, J-Dub, we have not edited this guy yet. I was like, I don't remember doing all the stuff I would have needed to do with one of the Japanese players. Okay, so this is not accurate. Do not take any of this for accuracy. Jung-Hoo Lee still needs to be edited. I could do it on stream right now, but I don't have any of the numbers ready. I guess I could try to do it real fast if y'all wanted to be patient with me, but I would have to go through a whole entire auditing process, and it's going to take a while. Oh, yeah, you're right. He was blacked out. You're right, J-Dub. My bad. I did not process that. I just saw that he had 0 at-bats. So I was like, oh, that dude's like not going to worry about him. I went through too fast. My bad. Okay, give me a couple seconds, guys. I need to get this all together, and I will give you guys a number here on him. Yeah, we're just going to do this on the fly. You guys ever watch that old clip of, oh, God, it was the guy from Fox News? F it, we'll do it live. Bill O'Reilly. I think it's a Bill O'Reilly clip. Okay, let me pull up a couple of things here really quick. Okay, we're going to go so people stop thinking that's real if they're just tuning in real fast. Sorry about this, guys. I so glad somebody asked for him because I was never going to remember to edit him. That would not have been good. Okay. Okay. I would say he's probably put a potential on him of about that. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. Somebody is asking how we do this. I will tell you in a second. The Giants, who played in Japan? Oh, it wasn't. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I know I gotta try to figure out what speeds to give him. Yeah. Let me see this real quick. Just read a scouting report really fast. He's a really good fielder. Okay. Good range, good arm. Okay. So I'm going to say. Wait, he plays center field, right? Okay. Let's. All right. Speed 55. Okay, so arm strength, we'll put it, that's probably about. Okay, I'm going to say roughly that. Sorry, guys, just trying to do this on the fly here. Okay, fielding. Stealing. Okay. All right, I think he's good to go now. So somebody asked, how do we do this? So for hitting, it's pretty easy. We just use projections. For fielding, it's a little more difficult because the stats that we need to generate fielding don't have projections at all. So kind of just have to wing it based off of scouting reports, and that's what I just did. Until we get actual data on him in the majors, we really can't do much about it, unfortunately. Okay. And then, so this wasn't a terrible cap. That whoever did the ratings here wasn't terribly off from what I had. Okay. All right, let's finish that there. I did the potential, right? Okay. All right, so this is what Jung-Hoo Lee actually looks like in the roster. Okay, so thank you to whoever suggested him in the chat, because you might have saved us having a random-ass Jung-Hoo Lee who is not representative of what we want in our roster. So, all right, so the chat was popping off here. He's from South Korea. Okay, I'll just change that. Okay, we're going to get to South Korea anytime soon. There we go. All right. All righty. Okay. All right, and then somebody wanted Gavin Sheets because they're obsessed with Gavin Sheets, which I find hilarious. Is he still in right field? Yes, he is in right field. Sorry, dog. He sucks. I hate to be blunt with you, but he sucks. No, he's actually a decent hitter against righties. That's a guy I wouldn't mind having come off the bench, but he plays right field, so he gets killed by his crappy defensive metrics. To me, he's like a DH guy who you put in the lineup against righties. But other than that, or you bring him off the bench as a pinch hitter against righties. But other than that, I don't really see Gavin Sheets as, anything too grand. So, alrighty. So that was, spent quite a bit of time on that. Let's get back to doing some editing, and then we'll do a little bit of, we'll do some more previews in a bit. So get into some relievers now. The Dodgers have so many freaking relievers, so many guys who haven't pitched in the league in a couple of years. A lot of guys with arm injuries too, which I think is kind of weird. They seemingly have a ton of guys on their roster every year who are coming off of Tommy John or some type of an arm injury that they try to rehab and get something out of. I don't know. It's just a weird organizational approach. But, I mean, some of the guys they pick up cheap. And, I don't know. Players seem to like to sign with the Dodgers. I guess maybe they got a solid training staff or something. I don't know. Here's a guy I will never understand, Brewster Gutierrez. The guy throws absolute gas. His pitches are outstanding. And he can't strike anybody out. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, how do you throw 99 miles an hour? Your pitches all have nasty break on them, except his cutter's not that great. But his first two pitches were great. They're so nasty, and he can't strike anybody out. I don't know what is really holding him back. Maybe he's just not good at throwing pitches well in the clutch or in the right situations. I don't know. So I will be so happy once we finish the pitchers. I feel like the hitters are always a little bit easier to do. Pitchers have so much like little bitty things to them. Did Caleb Ferguson move to pitcher? Where was he? To starter? Where's Caleb Ferguson? Okay, that's interesting. We don't have Caleb Ferguson in here. Did I miss him? Am I blind, y'all? Did I miss Caleb Ferguson? Did he get cut? Somebody help me out if he got cut or something. Because I know the SGR is up to date on this stuff. Our sheet is likely a little bit more behind. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody dropping that he's gone? Caleb Ferguson is on the Yankees. He is on our... Okay. Well, there you go. He's on our Dodgers sheet. That's why I was so confused. Also, I hate this. They have changed... They changed reliever calculations again on me, so these reliever calculations are off, which drive me nuts. I have to go back and edit all of these again because my calculator is wrong in the sheet. See, everybody's telling me that he got traded. Yes, I know. I'm very stupid. I don't pay attention. I hear you. Yes, Nick, the Dodgers rotation is disgusting. That just popped up on my screen. I don't know how long ago, because I think I am a little bit behind on some of the comments that are coming in. I'm trying to stay on it as much as possible, but oh, that's not right. I was looking at the wrong columns. I'll look at the adjusted ones. Okay. Sinker, slider, knuckle curve, fastball, changeup. Cool. I love when the pitches are all exactly what I need them to be. Except I hate that sinkers cap out at 95. It's driving me nuts. This is another guy who throws sinkers at an insane rate. I cannot get him to 99 miles an hour like he's supposed to. these velocity caps are archaic. I understand the need for caps in certain areas, but like, come on, guys are throwing over 100 with ease these days, and we can't even go over 100 on anybody that we create. This is crazy. He throws his knuckle curve at 89 miles an hour, and I can't get there. I think even with like logical increases and velocity maxims, you still wouldn't get there. But like, let me go, SDS, please. Let me give these guys the ratings that they deserve. Oh well, I digress. My God, there's so many freaking pitchers still left on this sheet. Ugh. I perhaps should have chosen a better team to two than the Dodgers for this, because there's so many guys. So, okay. Alex Vesia, gotta be honest, no idea who the hell this guy is either. I don't know if I should be saying that as the roster creator here, because maybe I should know the guys a little bit better, but like, swear, some of these dudes I'm coming across, I'm like, who are you? You guys ever seen that SpongeBob episode where Patrick comes back to his rock and everybody's hiding under the rock and he's like, who are you people? That's how I feel right now. Fastball, slider, changeup, cool. 94, 79, 88. Okay. Trying to get through the rest of these pitchers on the MLB roster, and then we'll jump to do some more previews for you guys. All right. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot to do? Check my relievers. Vesia should be... No, Vesia's close, actually. Kelly's good. Gratterall is fine. Oh, Gratterall's actually... I gave him too much. There we go. That's good. All right, Blake Trinan. All right, trying to get through the rest of these guys, hopefully quickly. And yeah, they give all the relief pitchers, well, I don't think they give them too much stamina, to be honest. I think 26 is fair. I just think the way that the stamina is implemented is terrible. And recovery from stamina is way too fast and too, I don't know, everybody is throwing, you could throw like 35 pitches one day, come back and pitch again, and then come back the next day and pitch again like it's nothing. And then only after like your third or fourth day of pitching, you're like unable to pitch anymore. That's not how it works in real life. And if you do pitch like that, you tend to get hurt a lot. So, yeah. I wish they would fix that in the franchise modes. Also, bullpen logic is terrible. I've seen like some extremely questionable decisions made with the bullpens. I had a game last year in my Royals franchise where lefty was in the game facing a bunch of righties, and all those righties got on, and then suddenly my best lefty hitter comes up, who's not super great at hitting lefties, is Vinny Pasquantino, and they bring in this righty who's trash, and like I'm down by like 2 runs, and he hits a 3-run homer. I'm like, well, okay, well, thanks for the free runs. Yeah, so I don't understand the logic of the way that this game is implemented sometimes. Okay. And then fastball. Don't short him a mile an hour. He throws gas. And there we go. Blake Trinan. Okay, Trinan is good. Okay. Michael Grove is next. I think he's a starter, right? Or is he a reliever? Michael Grove is a reliever. Okay, gonna need to change something for him. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I know he's going to need an adjustment. So we'll have to wait when we get there. All right, well, I'm getting through these. I'm getting close to the end of the pictures. Any more questions you guys have about the roster? I'll jump in and check the comments section here in a second. Oh, wow. I just realized that was the wrong columns I was doing there. Okay. I was shorting him a little bit. Wait. Okay. That's why. Okay. 48. Okay, that's why. That makes sense now. Okay. Slider, fastball, knuckle curve, and a cutter. This one was all kinds of messed up, and I'm going to guess he's not a face scan either, is he? Nope, he is not. Great, love that. Oh, I hate editing non-face scan pictures. They're terrible, terrible to edit. The velocities are annoying to get right. You just kind of have to just wing it and hope you get it right. So now one of these pitches over here are going to be overrated now. Yeah, 96. Now I got to bring that back down. The knuckle curve is too fast, and the cutter is too fast. But now are the rest of these the right miles per hour? Yes. Okay. Finally. Okay. 79. 53. Like I said, I hate editing these non-face scan pictures because they take forever to do. Because of that velocity issue, I just wish, I don't understand why they have one velocity system for the face scan players and then a different one for the non-face scan players. So I hope you guys can kind of see some of the issues with the game and some of the frustrations we have to go through while editing some of this stuff. I mean, this is some of the difficulties we face, and also why the roster is the way that it is sometimes. The base roster, at least. Obviously, they could do a better job just naturally with what they do. So, Michael Grove, good. He's where he needs to be. Okay. Down to Daniel Hudson. Okay. So 79 potential. Not 91, although I'm sure they gave him a 91 because they don't want him to fall off, because they, instead of fixing their regression problem they have in franchise, they just try to overrate everybody over the age of 35. Yeah, I don't understand why regression was ever like that, let alone it's still coded. Like, you know it is a problem. I don't know. It's the stuff like that that makes me think that they don't care about franchise at all, because there's just simple problems that could be fixed, that need to be fixed, that they refuse to attack. And that's why, people who are diehard franchise players, which is most of the people who use this roster, in my opinion, because you guys came here for realism. And that's what we try to deliver to you on a yearly basis, and hopefully do a good job for you. But yeah, the game suffers so much. I mean, there are ways around it, but man, you have to spend so much time fixing the flaws of the game instead of just playing it. I would love to just play sometimes instead of just doing all the stuff that I have to do to make sure that the game works somewhat close to real life. All right, he's where he needs to be. Okay, Justin Wilson, there's a throwback. Former Cub guy. Is he gone too? Or he's just not in the game. I'm assuming he's not going to be over here. All right, fine. That's one guy I don't have to edit. Woohoo! I love that. Okay. If Justin Wilson's not here, but Eliezer Hernandez is, that's going to be interesting to me. There he is. Eliezer Hernandez is here. Interesting. No Justin Wilson. But Elijah Hernandez is here. Okay. I guess Justin Wilson didn't pitch last year. I don't know. Is he going to pitch this year either? Actually, I want to make him. There we go. Because, doesn't he have a torn UCL and he had Tommy John or something? I don't remember exactly the detail. I thought I remember hearing something about that last year. Fastball, slider, changeup. Cool. Awesome. I love when they're lined up like that. Makes my life so much easier. Alrighty. So close to being done with these guys finally. And then we can do some more previews. I'll probably take a short little break. And by short, I mean a few minute break. So we can do some previews. You guys hanging around the stream deserve to be rewarded for sure. People popping in and out. Might catch some, might not catch some. They're lost if they don't hang out. But y'all who are here, y'all deserve all the flowers. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit extra previews. Okay, I know he's going to need to be edited like crazy because he is, wow. He's 11 off from what he should be. Coolio. So I don't like this new system of thing because I had like the timing down in my head for like how long I needed to hold the cursor down to get to go up like 11 points exactly. I had done so many edits on this game before that I just had that muscle memory down. So I have to like reteach my brain how to do all of this. And honestly, it's really messing me up. So that's all right. Fortunately, I haven't been the one doing a lot of the editing, so I guess I've been kind of spared that frustration this year. But I don't know, J-Dub, have you found yourself to liking this system more, or do you miss the old way of doing it? I think it's well known here that I like the old way of doing it, but that's because I was so used to it that, the timing just was second nature for me at some point. Okay. 2-eye. There we go. Terrible control on this pitch. Wow. I guess 11's better than 0 because there are some guys out here with zeros. This is another 11 and a 26. Yeah, Dinelson Lamet used to be one of my favorite pitchers in the league. I thought he could be really good, but he's really fallen off. Too many arm injuries. I think he had like 2 elbow surgeries or something. And it stinks because I think he could have been really good. He had a couple of, look at his season. He was really good the tail end of 2019. And then really good in that COVID year of 2020. But then I think he had an arm injury this year, and then he just disappeared from there. Oh, it kind of sucks. All right, Chris Matt. Yeah, I see. I also don't understand, would it kill them to change the player card? I looked at this Chris Matt picture so much last year in my franchises, and it's the same exact picture, and he's on a completely different. He's on a rival team, and they won't change his picture. It's those little things like that. They don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, I guess. Who cares if Nabil Chris Matt's picture's been changed? But, I don't know. It doesn't take that much effort to do it, so just do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm just complaining too much about things, and I should just shut up and, be more happy with some of the stuff that I get. But I don't know. I like to complain. So, all right. Fastball and slider and sinker. There we go. Wow. 5 pitches as a reliever is kind of crazy. I don't see many relievers throwing 5 pitches. And he had to throw all of these over 5% of the time for it to be registered on our roster here. So, wow, that's a lot of pitches for a guy. It's not like he's a multi-inning reliever either. Usually he's just like a 1 or so inning guy. You'd think he'd be a little bit better with, so many pitches, keep guys off balance and whatnot, but I guess looking at some of his control and break numbers, he does not do a lot with them. Oh, this one's 0. Well, maybe he should just stop throwing that pitch altogether. All right. Getting almost near the end. I think I have 2 more guys left for the pitchers, and then we're going to stop, take a little bit of a break, and do some previews for you guys. So, all right, we have JP Firescene. Is he? Yes, there he is. Okay. Firescene, is that how you say it? He used to be in the Brewers organization, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm going to double check that when we get out of here. I think this guy's got like a nasty changeup, if I remember correctly, when I was looking at his pitches from earlier today, but I might be wrong. I might be remembering that wrong. Oh, nope, he does. You guys will see here in a second. Not a whole lot of velocity, so that doesn't play well as a relief pitcher. You'd like to have some velocity. Slider, decent. And then here, check out the changeup. Maybe you should just use his changeup more frequently, because check this out. 72 control, and bam, 99 break. Really good. Okay, last pitcher is going to be Evan Phillips. Actually, I want to go back and check a few of the guys, make sure that their overalls were on par with what I was looking for them to be. Chris Matt is way off. Wow. The other 2 guys were fine. This guy, way off. And, okay, good. Chris Matt's where he needs to be. And then Fire Scene is just slightly off. Need to fix that. Alrighty. Alright, and as I am going for the Dodgers closer, Evan Phillips, drop a couple of guys in the chats. Give me a guy's name and team, and we will go check him out. Please, somebody drop some pitchers, guys. I've seen nothing but position players so far, so let's get some pitchers in there. Alrighty. Alright, if you just jump back in, we are just about to do some more player previews, so drop them in the chats. Give me your guys' name and team, and we'll go check them out after we are done with Evan Phillips. Uh, 74, okay, cool. You know what I'll also show you guys as we come up here? Next is I will show you guys how terrible the Oakland A's are. Sound good? That sounds good to me. That'll be fun. J-Dub, I don't know how long ago you said this, but the Pirates franchise will be fun this year. I think so. I think the Reds are also a fun little franchise to do as well. All right. Sweeping curve. Okay. 62, 65, 96, 69, 73, all right, 59, and 73. Okay, we're going to hit some previews. Just let me make sure that Evan Phillips is on point. No, he is definitely too low. No, actually, he's good. I thought he was higher than that. I guess not. Okay, let me jump into the chat here real quick. Alrighty, we've seen some guys here. Alex Bregman, I see. Oh, I jumped out of there. Nick, I will hit you up with some Alex Bregman. Sorry, no trash cans available. But there is your Alex Bregman preview. Obviously been a very good hitter for a long time. Just a solid player across the board, really. He struggled to start last year. Power numbers probably look like they were down a little bit. Gee, I wonder what was happening during these years. Couldn't possibly be that there was a trash can around. Could it have been? I'm kidding. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? Yeah, so there's your Alex Bregman preview. Let's see what else we got up here. Justin Wilson is with Cincy. Okay, well, I'm sure he was probably edited properly. Well, good point. Justin, Spencer Strider. Justin, you don't need to see Spencer Strider. You know damn well what he looks like. But I'm going to take it for the rest of y'all to see. This guy is a huge Braves fan, and he gets on my nerves. My employees, bro, I tell you. But Spencer Strider, obviously, 99 Ks per 9. Pretty sure his actual Ks per 9 is like 110 with my calculations because he's insane. But yeah, there is Spencer Strider. I think he's 96, 97 on the potential. 97 on the potential. So pushing generational talent, which I think is fair. I think the way that he's pitched in the first couple years of his career, it's very fair to call him borderline generational right now. We'll see if he can stay healthy. I think that's the only thing really standing between him and greatness. Obviously, the numbers last year, a little bit elevated on that ERA. Let's check some of the accessory numbers, though. Yeah, I mean, the FIP was pristine at 2.6. Looks like just more bad luck than anything. I mean, when you're striking out 13 and a half guys per 9 with only 2.8 walks per 9, I mean, you are filthy, filthy good. Cole Ragans? What? Okay, I mean, let's go look at Cole Ragans. That is a random name for me, but there you go. That's Cole Ragans for you. I'm assuming that potential is probably a 79, so he's already maxed out. Don't see him going much higher. I see a couple guys in the chat asking for Paul Skeens. I have not been ignoring you. We don't have Paul Skeens done. The pitching prospects and hitting prospects still need to be edited, so I do not have a preview ready for those guys. Okay, you guys been killing it with the pitchers now. So now we got Tariq Skubal right here. I am a big fan of Tariq Skubal. I picked him up a couple years ago. I think it was the Los Vegas Vipers franchise that I did. I think I picked up Skubal. I can't remember exactly though. Or it could have been I picked him up in my Cubs franchise one year, one that I wasn't streaming, just playing for fun. Yeah, J-Dub, I hear you about Ragans being one to watch this year. If we put out a Nick Brown asking about Ragans seeming low, give me a second. Let me dive into that. This is one of the reasons I do these streams, because I like to hear the insight of some other people. I go just based off of raw numbers, so I can't know as much about every single player in the league. Let me dive into Cole Ragans here real quick. Okay. So he's only thrown 111 innings so far in his career. He's got a projected WAR of 2.6 this season, which would be his highest WAR this year. My calculations are pushing him to a 79. But if I were to assign him a potential, I would give him, just based off of how I think his projection goes, I'd probably give him an 81. Which would make me lean to give him an 70, to give him an 80, but that's only one growth. All right, I'm going to ask you guys a poll since you're here. There are 11 you here right now. Should I give Cole Ragans an 81 or an 80? Go. I'll give you guys 30 seconds to type in the chat. Go, go, go. All right, so we got a vote for 81 already. Let's see what the people say. This is a democracy after all, people. Well, mostly a democracy. I still make the final decisions, but... Oh, he's a 78. Somebody screwed up because that's not what he is in the sheet. Uh-oh. I actually have him as an 81. Yeah. So... Yeah, I'm looking at his final rating. Who edited the Royals, Justin? You guys missed something here. He's supposed to be an 81. Eggplant. We're firing the intern. The intern's fired. All right, well, that answers my question. I had 81 in this sheet anyway, so we will stick with 81, which stinks because a lot of guys were voting for 80. I respect y'all, but looking at what I had written down, this is actually from my calculation. His calculation comes out to an 81. I didn't even adjust that at all. So, well, I appreciate y'all giving some feedback. All right, so last guy I'm going to hit is Marcus Stroman from the Yankees, the former Cub. Thought he did a good job in a couple seasons for the Cubbies. Didn't mind having him around. Always a guy I thought could have a better Ks per 9 number, but he never quite showed out. Yeah, Nicholas, I appreciate you calling that out. You're right. I think an 81 is fair because he's already a 79 right now with our calculations. So I think 81 is fair. Especially at only age 26, just getting his career started. Don't see a super high ceiling, but I think it's fair what he's at. So, all right, that is Marcus Stroman right there. And then before we jump back to the Dodgers, let us show you. I'm just going to go through the MLB roster. We'll only see the guys. Oh, I forgot about Zach Geloff. So they do have actually a good player on their roster, although I think he might be close to being maxed out on his potential already. I can't believe he hits righties so well and lefties not so great. It's kind of backwards for a right-handed hitter, but okay. Mason Miller, flamethrower pitcher. Probably better in a. He's going to need to be fixed a little bit because I realized he's a different pitcher than I thought we had. Anyways, that's stuff for me. I haven't not done my in-game audits yet, so that'll be fixed. And when your third best player is Ross Stripling, 34 years old, 77 overall, you are in a lot of trouble. Your fourth best player is J.D. Davis at 76. Oh my God, this roster is worse than I expected. Oh my God. I remember last year there was somebody in the chat who wanted Brent Rooker to be like an 85 overall because he started the season scorching hot. Didn't have a bad year. Let's not get it twisted, but 76 overall is all you're going to get. Did I give him any credit for the potential? No. Well, 77, so can't even get to a 78 there. All right. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, Nick, about India. He was a lefty smasher when he first came into the league, and now he has completely reverse splits. It's weird. Okay, so we just finished looking at this, see how just god-awful this roster is. I mean, my goodness, this is terrible. All C potentials, not high Cs either. Oh, that is bad. Pay no attention to Mitch Spence. He is going to be edited by me. He is one of our filler players who has no stats, so he needs to be fixed up a little bit. Okay. Dynamic potential. Yeah, Nick, your comments about dynamic potential, I agree with. It doesn't need to be stronger necessarily. It just needs to be better. It just feels too random right now. It's not really based on on-field performances that much and whatnot. So it needs a rework. I like the idea of dynamic potential, but it's very poorly implemented. So, okay, give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to go. I'm freezing inside my apartment right now. Let me put some socks on. Freezing in my apartment in Florida. Can you believe that? I live with my fiance who keeps the AC at like 30 degrees. I'm not kidding. And you know what she's doing right now? She's laying in the bed, curled up under like 5 blankets, and so she's super cozy, and that's why she wants it to be so cold in this place. So I sit outside by the TV in the living room, and I have to freeze. So, such is my life, but I love her, so. All right. Wow, so few hitters. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is so nice. So nice. All right, well, the pitchers took forever. The hitters will not take that long. So we are running out of time here quickly. If you guys want to get some questions in, I will do a little bit more on the preview front as well. So I will not leave you guys hanging there. We'll give you guys a couple more to look at. Yes, Nicholas, we do the top 30 prospects for all teams as best as we possibly can. There are going to be some guys that are left out. Typically, the only guys that we leave out, though, are going to be like your 16-year-olds, because they're so far away from the majors anyways. They're not super useful in franchise because, they won't crack into the majors until like 2030 in this game. But like the high end, like 17-year-olds and stuff, like we have those guys in the game. But if a guy is like 17 years old and he's ranked like 23rd on a prospect list, we'll try to include him if there's space. But if we have to get like other guys in, like the Dodgers have a ton of guys with former, with a bunch of like service time and whatnot that we need to get included because of that. And we're not going to favor a 17-year-old over those guys. I'd love to include everybody, but those are just some of the restrictions that we face, unfortunately. Where the hell is Austin Barnes? Oh, there he is. I blew right past him. I was like, wait, did he get traded too? Am I just like that lost and that far like gone from saving? I thought he used to be a better player a few years ago, but either he fell completely off or he just always sucked. I don't know which one it is. Anybody who knows anything about the Dodgers, can you confirm one of those two for me? Was he always trash or did he fall off? Okay, reaction. Not a bad receiver. Some decent and decent blocking numbers as well. But everything else, not good. Not good. No bueno. Okay. All right, let's go down and do Otani since we're right here anyways. Alrighty. Big old Otani. Close on the power, but no cigar. Ooh, man, I didn't realize he was so rough at putting the ball. Well, not rough, but like not great at putting the ball in play. Strikeout numbers are a little high. He was always no bat, pure defense. That's what I thought. Gotcha. Wait till maybe it was coming up. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember people talking about him a lot. I don't remember in what context it was though. Ooh, Otani, not as fast as everybody thinks. Is that right? 60? Because I thought he was a little bit faster than this. Let me go check something real quick. Well, I guess it is right. Interesting. Okay, 94. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. I know, because he does steal some bases. This is really aggressive. He's just not super great at it. Okay. Chat is popping off. Oh, yeah, they told him to chill on stealing the bases. Yeah, you probably don't want your $700 million man trying to steal too many bases anymore. Yeah, Nick, I'm going to double check that real quick on Savant. Because that did catch me off guard a little bit. But it might be accurate. Hold on. Let's see. His average sprint speed was 27.8 last year. He didn't have any bolts. Interesting. Yeah, no, that's accurate. I thought he'd be a little bit faster, yeah. But the number is not it. 27.8 feet per second. Not, yeah. Interesting. Didn't expect that. That's another thing that's always kind of fun about doing this project is, sometimes you come across some stuff that you weren't expecting to see. Hey, I hear you. Some guys look faster than the actual numbers say. Brian Servin. Somebody's asking to see him. I don't even know if we did an edit on him yet. I'll have to go check that. But let's do Big Freddy. J-Dub, look away. I know you're probably crying right now. Crying in the club. Missing your homie. But yeah, the machine. This guy really is a machine. He's going to play into his 40s. He's just such a pure hitter. May eventually move to a DH spot at some point, but guy is just so freaking good. Oh, shoot. I got off here somewhere. 75, 73. I don't know. Okay. 85, 75, 73, 70, 81, 98. Why am I... Okay. Okay, that's why I was confused. I was in the wrong freaking spot. Okay. I apparently need more food because I'm not functioning very well. Can't even do the basic things right, but hey, you know what? I'm the boss. Nobody can fire me. I just love reminding J-Dub that I'm the boss. I know how much he loves when I say that. We have fun. We do. We do have a lot of fun. The guys that I work with are outstanding. They do a great job, and I honestly have no chance of doing this project without them. Especially now as I get more and more busy. I originally thought that maybe this year might be the last year of doing the project because I will be having absolutely no chance. Is Mookie really at shortstop now? I knew he was playing different positions, but I didn't realize he was at shortstop. He had actually moved officially to shortstop. Oh, Lord. Man, I have been out of the game a little too long. Anyways, I was thinking that this year might be the last year for the project because I'm going into residency. I'm going to be working 80-hour weeks, and I'm not going to have time to do the stuff that is necessary to do all of this. But I'm really happy to have a team around me the way that I have. And it's definitely going to make it possible for me to keep this rolling in future years. J-Dub helped me the first year that I did it. He helped me really near the tail end of the project when I was just so damn exhausted and just over it. He helped me kind of bring it home. Couldn't have done it that year either without sports gaming rosters because Ant Ortiz is looking for roster creators. He used my roster a couple of years ago. I should reach out to him. But anyways, yes, SGR, like I could not have done this project without him a couple of years ago. Holy crap. Mookie is... Oh, are you serious? Anthony was drunk at the wheel and looking at the wrong thing. Give him a second to catch up, guys. Anthony's kind of stupid. Anthony needs to go back and redo Freddie Freeman again. It looks like I am one off on... Nope, I am not. Okay. Anthony needs to pay attention more. Yeah, so SGR, I could not have done this for the first year without SGR. Because he did the whole base roster for me, and I'm terrible at likeness, and it requires so much patience that I do not possess. So yeah, he was a massive help the first year, and then second year, J-Dub was a godsend. He did a ton of editing, and one thing he did that was the biggest thing is he set up the sheets that we use to compile all the data, and he automated all the data to be pulled in the way that it needed to be pulled in, and that was a godsend. It saved so much freaking time. I used to do all the data by hand, and yeah, it was a terrible process to do it way back then. Wow, I was way off how I was doing this. What the hell was I doing? Was not paying attention at all. That's what I was doing. And I'm doing it wrong again because I'm looking at the right. Guys, I am just struggling right now. I was looking at Freddie Freeman. Oh my God. Pay no attention to the loser who does not know how to edit a roster. Oh boy. So anyways, suffice to say, J-Dub has been a godsend having him around. And this year, we had another guy, Eggplant Kitty. He helped me out with my Madden roster this year. And those two guys have just been killing it editing-wise. Really allowed me to do some other things and also not worry so much about doing all this mind-numbing editing stuff. And, you know, going forward into future years, having those guys around, maybe even adding a couple more guys, will really help the project stay afloat. Mookie is supposed to be a 98. I feel like he is... probably take him down one. But yeah, those guys will help keep the roster afloat in coming years, as I will not have as much time as I used to. So, okay. Words have come out of my mouth. They've been said. Okay. And then Freddie is fine. Okay, good. All right, now we can get to Chris Owings, if he's even on this roster. I would not be surprised if he has actually been cut. There he is in center field. Wow, okay. Interesting. All right, that's a quick, easy change, though. Okay. All right, let me do Owings and then Miguel Vargas, and then we'll do some more previews. Then we'll finish up the edits, do a couple more previews, and we'll get out of here. Don't want to keep y'all too long. I appreciate all y'all who have been around this entire stream. I like having y'all around. I like talking to you guys. I got to do the edits anyways, and I think it's kind of fun to show off the a little bit of a preview. I know you guys enjoy it. Build some hype for the project, which we like. We appreciate. Yeah. So, wow, that is wow. Chris Owings, 99 arm accuracy. Did not expect that. But a terrible fielder. Yeah, that'll play well in center field, I'm sure. Oh, okay. 41 and 62. Okay, Chris Owings is done. Let's just make sure he's the right overall, because I think he was in a different position. Yes, he's fine. Good. All right, Miguel Vargas. And is he over at first base? No, second base? Yes, there he is. They've been moving Miguel Vargas all over the diamond as a prospect. He was originally a third baseman. I know that. There we go. All right, while I'm doing Miguel Vargas, give me a couple of guys that you all want to see. Is anyone crazy enough to play all 162 games? I think we had a guy in the chat a year or two ago who did it. Wow, they really drastically overrated Miguel Vargas. The guy is not that hype anymore. J-Dub, how do you do that, bro? I just want to get ahead so many years as I can so I can start playing with these prospects. I could not play all 152 or 162. God, I can't even speak right now. Guys, I promise, I really am a lot smarter than this. I might not be showing it, but I really am a lot smarter than this. Okay. All right, drop some of your guys in the chats that you want to see some previews on. Mega Man anything. We did a lot of pictures last time. You want to do some pictures again? That's fine. Or we can go back to some position players. All right, Vargas is done. Let's make sure that he's the right one. Yeah, he's good. He's fine. Okay. Let's catch up on the chat real quick. me check chat now. I was checking something else real quick. We got Nicholas Brown asking for some random dudes. Oh, Josh, I love you, Josh. Cody Bellinger, you got it. You got it. But we'll go give him, this guy's Servin. Did we edit him? I am not sure. Let me go confirm that this guy was actually edited. I think so. He looks like he has enough at bats for me to keep him as an edited player, but let me just double check to be sure. But yeah, there's Brian Servin. I'm not quite sure where that came from. But sure. I mean, if you ask for a guy, I'll try to show him to you. Yeah, Servin was edited. Okay. J-Dub, I saw you jumping on the sheet. Obviously, really good defender. Bat, not quite there. This guy, you know what? That's where I recognize the name from. I did a Colorado Rockies franchise a couple of years ago. He's had a hot spring. Interesting. Let's see if he has a good rest of spring. Dr. Lion, no pay attention, shake my head. Yeah, I know. Ant Ortiz looking for roster creators. Nicholas Brown, can you drop some of that stuff? Drop something you saw about that in the chat. I'm curious about that. Or send it to me in a DM. I don't know what he's looking for. I have dreams of being like the roster guy for the actual video game itself. So we can just have this roster out of the box. But, I'm curious what Ant Ortiz is looking for. All right, TJ Friedel from Back to the Reds. All right. He reached out and dropped a nice. Thank you, J-Dub. Yeah, he used my roster for one of his rebuilds. Actually, it was the Royals rebuild a couple of years ago, and then I think he used it for like 2 or 3 more rosters. He did have commentary about the strikeouts, but again, I feel comfortable with that number being what it is because that's what it's supposed to look like. So TJ Friedel, I am a fan of, but weird that he's got reverse splits for the contact. I like TJ Friedel. I think the Reds are building something special this year. A lot of those young bats that they had took some nice leaps, which is going to help them back up some of the pitching staff that they have. Alrighty, we'll do Cody next. Big dog Cody. Let's go check out him. So a little underrated in my opinion at the 81. I would like to put him higher, but I do balance previous years beyond just the most recent year for performance. And he was down bad for a couple of seasons. So I think his potential is pretty good. It's like at the 86. So like give it a year or two and 84. Okay, that might even be a little low. Let me look at something real quick because now I'm debating bumping that to an 85 at least because that does seem a little low based off of his performance from last year. Let me look at some numbers real fast. Load. Why is it taking so long to load? Alrighty, Big Cody. What do we got here? Okay, so he was edited properly. Let's take a look. So 4.1. So, interesting. He only had a WAR of 4.1 last year. So, yeah, okay. I'll leave him at an 84 then. I thought his WAR was a little higher. If had his WAR been like 4.5, I probably would have pushed him to an 85. But only at 4.1. Okay. All right. Well, just put him back up there because we didn't really see his numbers too much there. But really good across the board. Power numbers gets those righty numbers pretty good. Strong defender in center field as well. Personally, I feel like the Cubs could move him to the corner in the coming years with PCA on the up and up. And then, I don't know, DH Seiya Suzuki or something, because Suzuki's not the greatest defender. And I'll give you a free preview of Seiya Suzuki as well, because he had a scorching hot second half of his season last year. He's a pretty big breakout candidate for this year. So, other Cubs center field prospect. I'm assuming you're talking about Brennan Davis. I have loved Brennan Davis since he was drafted. He has been injured so much, and I guess he was putting together a good spring in camp, and then, of course, he got hit in the hand by a baseball again. I swear to God, this guy has been hit in the hand and ended up on the injured list at least 5 or 6 or 7 times in his career. And it seems like every time he starts to get cooking, he gets hit in the hand again and ends up back on the injured list. It's crazy. Belly versus yellow ears. So, okay. Anybody else you guys want to see? I know there's only a couple of people left in the stream right now. I'll do one more preview and then we'll jump back. Nick Senzel School of Durability. God, that's a good one. It's like the Jays of Janny Jansen. Nobody else has anybody else they want to see? Or am I just going to pick? I'm going to spin the wheel of goodness and find somebody at random. Orioles. Okay. How about from the Orioles, we take a Anthony Santander. How about that? Interesting name. Really like Anthony Santander. Switch hitter, mashes lefties. Probably better suited for a DH role, but can still play the outfield. I like Santander. I did a Royals franchise back in 2020, I think. Not Royals, sorry, Orioles. And Santander was just a stud. And that's when I really discovered him. And I was like, oh, okay. This guy's actually pretty good. Big time power. So fan of Anthony Santander. All right, let's go finish up the rest of the Dodgers guys. And yeah, we'll finish up the Dodgers, and then how about you guys drop the rest of the players you would want to see right now while I'm doing the rest of these guys, and then I will show the guys that I want to show, and as many of them as I can get to. All right, Max Muncy. Really, really fell off hard last year. I don't know what happened to his power last year. $42. All right, 45. He's slow. Not terribly slow, though. There's guys who literally run so slow they should be negative speed in this game. I just think it's funny, too. Remember, if you guys are making suggestions, if the guy has not played in the majors, at least for a little bit, we're not going to have him edited. Even some of the guys who have some major league experience, if it's so small that the sample size isn't large enough, he is not going to be edited yet. I saw Abner Uribe pop up, so that's why I said that. I stopped watching baseball at the tail end of last year, so I have no idea how many innings he's seen in the majors, if he's seen any. All right, Gavin Lux. We got big old Rizzo. I will absolutely show you Anthony Rizzo. That is one of my favorite Cubs of all time. Love that guy to death. All right, Lux. Talk about a guy who's been moderately disappointing in his career compared to the hype that he generated. He could be in need of a big season this year to kind of get that stink off of him a little bit. He's been a little underwhelming because I remember him being so hyped. J-Dub, can you confirm for me that we have Joey Votto edited and audited in our sheets? I think he is, but I know he was a late addition, so I can't remember if we got to him. And I don't want to break what I'm doing right now because I want to keep progressing because we've been here quite a bit, and I'm looking to get out of here pretty soon. I'm just trying to see as much of the chat as I can pop up on my screen. Okay. All right. Down only a couple people left here. The rest of you are the true diehards, or maybe there's just not much going on tonight and you're just trying to chill. I respect y'all any way we go, so. All right. Arouse. Where is he? Is he shortstop? Alrighty. Fix what I need to fix in the sheet there. Wow, this guy was a pretty good prospect for the Rays, wasn't he? Guess he never really panned out. I think this guy played against him in one of my playoff games for the Royals franchise last year. That's why I recognize the name. All right, only a couple more to go after this. Couple of more interesting names coming up here. Teoscar Hernandez is next. Well, let's see. They don't look like they're too far off on Teoscar. Let's see. Obviously, the plate vision's pretty far off. Oh, discipline's pretty far off as well. Not a terrible creation of Teoscar Hernandez by STS. I'll give him credit on this one. Fielding's a little overrated, but okay. All right. 3 more guys to go. We will hit the previews that y'all asked for, and then we'll get out of here. All right. Chris Taylor, I swear to God, that guy's been there for 2 decades. Can anybody tell me how long Chris Taylor's been playing for the Dodgers? Because I swear it's been like 10 years. I'm pretty sure he was at least on that 2016 team that the Cubs beat in the NLCS. I'm almost positive. And I also think Austin Barnes was on that team too. Dodgers hold on to some nostalgic dudes who are not that good. I don't want to call Chris Taylor not that good because he's actually a solid hitter, especially against lefties. Oh, apparently loves stealing bases too. Alrighty. And this will probably be the most interesting player we have left. The surprise of last year from the roster here, James Outman. Little overrated on the potential there by SDS. Not terribly off, but definitely overrated. No surprise. They like to overrate guys after one halfway decent year of performance. I think Outman's a pretty good player, though. Probably needs to work on hitting lefties a little bit better. But mashes righties, which will get you a lot of playing time and make you some money as well. Okay, 93, 64. Alrighty. And the last guy, former Cub, kind of a rough contract, but did win the World Series, so yeah, did win the World Series, so I can't hate on the guy. And he did have that locker room speech during the rain delay in Game 7 of the World Series. So I don't know what happened to Jason Hayward. I mean, he was always so good in Atlanta, and he had such a good WAR every year. He was a WAR machine, and I don't know. He came to Chicago and just like stopped being able to hit. It was so weird. It would always be a great mystery to me how he was strong as hell as a player for all those years and then suddenly just fell off a cliff after he got his major free agent contract. I wonder how much the oh, okay, that's why I'm off. I wonder how much he had an injury. I think he had an oblique injury very early in that 2016 season. Or some type of an injury. I wonder if that threw him off, and then the rest of that season he struggled, and then he just never quite got right from there again. I don't know, maybe his body started to break down or something. I don't know. But anyways, that is the rest of the editing, ladies and gentlemen. So those are your Los Angeles Dodgers. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And now for those of you who are still here and hung out with us the entire time, I'm going to give you guys the rest of what you asked for here. So, all right, we did get Abner Uribe. Let's go to the Brewers. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so he is going to have enough edits, enough performance here. I like Abner Uribe. Dude throws some absolute gas. I don't know how the Brewers keep getting these dudes or developing them. Just very, very nasty in that bullpen, which already has nastiness aplenty in Devin Williams. So I think he's going to be a really good pitcher. I'm assuming he's like an 86 potential. 83, which feels a little low, but not terrible for sure. All right, what else we got here? We got Joey Votto. We'll go back to the Blue Jays. How the mighty have fallen off. Yeah, I mean, he's not what he once was. Obviously, he's 40 freaking years old, but Joey Votto, former Cub killer, finally out of the division. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Joey Votto, though. I mean, this guy is 294 career. I mean, look at the career slash line. 294, 409 on base percentage, 511 slugging percentage as a career. I mean, that's insane to do that over the course of your career like that. That's just good for Joey. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure. Vision 34, that's a little bit below league average. League average is about 42. Or, yeah, about 42. Let's see what he's... Yeah, he's been striking out a little bit more than average. League average is about 22.5% for the strikeout percentage. So he's been a little bit worse than average the last few seasons. I know he used to be really good at making contact. I see he's under 20 all those years. And then what else did I see? I saw... We'll go back to Anthony Rizzo, the former Cub. Honestly... Not bad. I'm so surprised to see his contact against righties so low. That's really what's holding him down because everything else is there. I mean, decent enough defense still from him. Power numbers are decent. Contact lefties is solid. Yeah, he did not have a great season last year. He's kind of fallen off in the average department since he left the Cubs. I mean, my God, I love this guy so much. Look at what he was able to do with the Cubs all those years. He was just another machine. I wish he could have lasted a little bit longer with them, and the Cubs could have capitalized on those championship windows, but wasn't meant to be. I will always appreciate and love what they were able to accomplish in 2016. That game, that season meant so much to me as a longtime Cubs fan. All right, Eugenio Suarez. Somebody's going to need to remind me where Suarez is right now. He was with the Mariners. I don't think he's there anymore, right? Somebody's going to need to help me out there. Yeah. In the meantime, I'll look at somebody else. Let's see. D-backs. Thank you, Nick. I thought I remember seeing him today while I was auditing, so... This is Suarez, big-time power. Vision used to be worse. I think he's gotten better in the last couple of years. His defense got a little bit better in recent years. I remember he was suspect a couple of years ago. Let's see what his strikeout rate is. Yeah, see, about 30%. Actually kicked that up into gear in recent years. But, yeah, there you go. Big-time power bat. He'll be a nice little piece for an up-and-coming Diamondback squad that has a lot of young studs, including, and I'll give him to you for free, Big old Corbin Carroll. I think he has 96 potential. My calculations wanted to give him like 98, and I'm like, I'm a little bit hesitant on that because like I think he has a chance to be a generational guy, but like let's pump the brakes a little bit on that. So take a look at Corbin Carroll there. And yeah, I think that's it. If anybody else in the chat wants to drop maybe one more guy, I will go show him to you. You got about 30 seconds, or then I'm going to drop out of here. So I'll give you that. I'm sure Nick is already furiously typing away for one more guy. Take a sip of water here real fast. So, all right, Nicholas Brown, you're running out of time here. You're going to throw one more in there? Mackenzie Gore, all right. I'll do Mackenzie Gore. I like that. Former top pitching prospect in all of baseball. Kind of fell off a little bit. See some of the numbers here in his first season. First 2 seasons here. Not great. What was his FIP? Not great. Still only 25, so he's got some time to turn it around, but he is not what he once was projected to be. I think his potential's like, I might have him like an 84, 85. I think I gave him a little bit more credit because like he used to be the top rated pitching prospect in all of baseball. So I still think he can achieve that. It's just going to come down to whether or not the Nationals can get him there. So, I guess I haven't done an 82. Don't even have him that high. So, all right, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. That's all I got for y'all this evening. And, yeah, we're going to get back on the keys of trying to get this stuff done as quickly as possible. But in the meantime, between time, hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. And I'm gone. Keep it here on the Discord, and we'll let you know as soon as we got more info for you. Deuces.